Dr. Cristiana Radulescu, Director of Institute of Multidisciplinary Research for Science and Technology from Valahia University of Targoviste, present us environmental chemical contaminants, scientific evidence, and public health risk awareness. Please, Doctor, the stage is yours.
Okay, can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, I hear you. I
Thank
see you, and I'd like to see your screen too. Your presentation. It's good now.
Yes. Okay.
Share screen on the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
Okay. And F5, please.
Yes.
Good. Very good.
Okay. In few words, I want to show you several information and our investigation, Romanian investigation about chemical contaminants. I will start with a short definition. Chemical contaminants such as potentially harmful trace elements do not accumulate in a homogeneous way over mountain areas. These areas are mostly characterized by particulate matter deposition, aerosol, and some ions in high concentration, comparative with surrounding low land ions. The accumulation of these potential harmful trace elements is very complex, very complex process, and depend from anthropogenic activities till different climatic condition, geographical condition as well, and not the last agriculture and industrial activities. A short classification and information about categories of these contaminants. It's very important to know a few words about this. So we find 4 important contaminants categories according to international classification. These physical contaminants, are mostly sediment or organic material suspended particulate matter with size between 0.1 and 10 micron. Size of particulate matter with size 2.5 micrometer was used as an indicator for fine particle during studies conducted by American Cancer Society in order to assess the relationship between exposure to this particulate matter in respiratory, cardiovascular, and cancer disease as well. The second category is chemical contaminants and refer to elements or compounds. These contaminants will be naturally occurring or man-made from anthropogenic activities as well. And as example, we can find here metal, nitrogen, salts, pesticides, different toxins, and so on. And from this heavy metal, toxic metal, as nickel or chromium or cadmium as well, have been classified by the International Agency for Research Cancer as potential cancer agents as well. Biological contaminants as well, microbes of different microbiological contaminants, which include bacteria, viruses, parasites, and so on. Radiological contaminants as well are chemical elements with high number of protons and neutrons, resulting in instable atoms. As example, we can find here uranium as well, plutonium, and cesium as well. According to according to International Agency for Cancer Research, we have three high group of these, which are in the first carcinogenic to humans, and the number of these are 121. The group 2 include two subgroup. Probably the first is probably carcinogenic to humans, which include 89 agents. Group 2B is possible carcinogenic to humans, and here it's a high number of agents, 318, and the group 3, it's as a description, the elements, the compounds, the agents which are not classified with a direct effect of as carcinogen to humans. And this category include 499 agents as well. Between these chemical contaminants are very important heavy metal, which are very toxic and poison, and are included in the first category of carcinogenic as carcinogenic agents, and are very close, are very suitable for the International Agency for Cancer Research. And this heavy metal are metal which has a relatively high density and is toxic or poison at low concentration. And the most important emission of this heavy metal include the metal industry, and this and here we have a lot of metals which are very, very toxic, as cadmium, chromium, lead, copper as well, aluminum as well. Road transportation is the second source, which include the emission high with copper, lead, vanadium, and so on. Different manufacturing industry and construction as well. Also petroleum refining, different fertilizer used in agriculture areas, and from this source we have a lot of cadmium and mercurium as well. If we took
just a minute, yes. Dr. Radulescu, only 1 minute, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Chemical components of particulate matter include water-soluble inorganic salts such as sulfate, nitrate, ammonium, hydrogen, trace element, more than 20 metals as well. 116 organic compounds which are very toxic, volatile organic compounds and persistent organic compounds as well, organic material, elemental carbon and crystal compounds. Interaction of heavy metal in particular matter that enter into the respiratory system, including inflammation, oxidative stress, and genotoxicity as very important as well. We talk about, I talk about several information about a case study from Romania. These are referring to to the uranium mine tiling, and involve different analytical technique for our investigation, such microscopy, infrared spectroscopy, ICP-MS as well, which has mass spectroscopy, which that use an inductively coupled plasma to ionize the sample, as well different analytical statistic method show us that this heavy metal, including lead and uranium, are translocated and transferred to the perennial plant as well. And this plant was used mainly in different disease treatment in herbal medicine as well, and are very toxic for humans and for environment as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We end the session of delegates.